For years, we have been hearing that the American worker has been doing better than ever. I have a question to every one of you out there. Are you doing better than ever? Please comment down below. I would love to know the answer to that question. Are you, as an American worker, doing better than ever? Please comment down below. It's Saturday, November 16, 2019, coming to you on this beautiful warm evening in the desert of Southern California. 92 degrees today. So for you people in the Midwest and the East Coast, I hate to rub it in. There is at least one good thing left in California. We still have good weather. That's about all that's left in California. But anyways, I wanted to make a quick video this evening and just talk a little bit about some of the things that are happening here in America. One of them being jobs and the American worker. I read an article on thehill.com today in regards to the health of the American worker. And we talk about what's happening in the economy, in the stock market, and a real strong economic indicator to what's happening here in America is the American worker. And it's really a scary indication of where we are heading because the American worker is getting decimated. I'm going to go through a little bit of this article for you. I'm going to paraphrase it for you. They point to consumer prices being low. They talk about low unemployment. This is the media, and these are your business analysts, and these are your business shows, and these are your politicians, okay? They're talking about consumer prices, low unemployment, and of course, the booming stock market. So that should tell us everything is okay. But what they don't talk about is about the wage stagnation that has been taking place here for years in America. As long as people are buying flat screen TVs and $1,200 cell phones and they're shopping at Walmart, everything is okay. Of course, everything is okay as long as people are eating, as long as they're drinking, and as long as they have football, everything is going to be okay until it's not. The problem, though, that we have here in America are the type of jobs available to millions of Americans, the millions of Americans who are in the workforce, the millions of people who are trying to hang on to that middle class status. This is where a big problem lies. As the article pointed out, millions are dependent on retail work, which pays a low hourly wage and most of the time no benefits and no health care. You know, it's saddening how we will take people in from all over the world and make sure that they get health care. But our own American workers do not have benefits, do not have health care. We have people working for extremely low wages in America who are not keeping up with the standard or with the cost of living, and they're falling behind, saving no money, getting farther and farther into debt. And look, many of these people are very good people that aren't out just blowing money, running up credit cards. These are people more than likely using credit cards for necessities and falling farther and farther behind as they live paycheck to paycheck because their weekly paychecks are not keeping up with the cost of living. American workers are being left behind. And our politicians don't care as they continue to allow the U.S. to be flooded from people all over the world, making sure that they're eating, making sure that they're getting health care, while the American worker is being left at the wayside, thrown away, forgotten about. These politicians, every one of us should be livid at what our politicians are allowing to happen to America and what they're purposely doing to America as they continue to divide this country, bankrupt it, and continue to allow it to be invaded. The U.S. economy has become increasingly dependent on jobs that offer fewer hours of work and lower relative wages. An example could be one of the almost 15 million non-management jobs in leisure and hospitality. These jobs in the leisure and hospitality sector offer an average of 24.6 hours of work per week at $14.65 an hour. That's the average. That equals $360 a week. That is before taxes. So you're not even clearing $300 a week. This is a enormous problem here in America, and this is why so many people are falling behind, and this is why I'm so worried about when this economic collapse arrives at our doorstep. What are these people going to do? We are going to have a massive emergency on our hand here in America. How about the 13.5 million retail jobs offering 30.3 hours a week at $16.73 an hour? That's $506 a week. And again, don't forget, you must be paying taxes on that. So the American worker is getting absolutely decimated. And again, we have millions of people coming over here that shouldn't even be here looking for work. Many of these jobs in retail are going to be obliterated with the ongoing retail apocalypse. Many of these jobs are going to be gone. Many of these other jobs are going to be replaced by technology and AI, yet we're just opening our doors to the entire world to come over here, yet we don't have the jobs to support the numbers. There are 105 million production and non-supervisory jobs in the US. That's 83% of all private sector jobs, and more than half of them, 58 million, pay less than the average weekly US wage of $793. And again, most of these, no benefits, no health care. So when we look at the cost of living, we look at the amount of taxation that's taking place. Look what it costs to go to the grocery store. Look what it costs to buy a car, new or used. Look what here it's still nearly $4 for a gallon of gas. I do not get how people are keeping up with it right now. I don't get it. And my biggest fear is what is going to happen when we go into recession. And worse than that, what happens when we go into a depression 2.0 here in America. This is absolutely 100% unsustainable. We are going to have a massive mess on our hands here in America when this economy really officially slows down and we start seeing a massive uptick in unemployment. We got big trouble here in America, and this is why it is imperative that you prepare. It doesn't matter if you make $300 a week or $3,000 a week. Do what you can, cut things out, take a little bit, make sure you are preserving what little wealth you may have with some tangible hard assets like gold and silver. And I know it's easier said than done. I know people have kids. I know they're living paycheck to paycheck. But look, if you don't do this, if you don't find a way right now to do it, think about what's coming. We have an economic tsunami right out in that horizon. It is getting closer every day. And it doesn't matter what race you are, what gender you are, how much money you make, where you're from. This thing is going to wipe out millions of people, and it doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care how little or how much you have. This thing is coming, and it's going to do a lot of damage to the globe and right here to the United States of America. So be preparing. Many of these jobs are going to be literally massacred when this collapse hits. All this is causing a reduction in purchasing power because people are working for low wages and less hours. So people are going to be forced to spend less money. And I believe we're starting to see that right now as we look at the transport numbers across the board. There is less transport going on because there is less product being shipped, because less people are making, or more people are making less money. They're working less hours, they have lower wages, and in return are going to be buying less. Yes, there are idiots out there who don't care. They're going to use massive amounts of credit to continue buying stuff most of the time they don't need, to impress people they don't know. They cannot control themselves. Yes, most of America cannot control itself. They cannot control their spending, and they're going to get themselves into a big mess, as most of them already have. They're not going to be able to get out of this. And when this collapse hits America, these people are done. They are 100% done, because this debt, many people think this debt is just going to be forgiven. There's no guarantee that this debt is going to be forgiven. It wasn't forgiven in 2008. Nobody forgot my debt in 2008. And I'm sure most of the people watching this video, your debt wasn't forgiven in 2008. And if you had a lot of debt in 2008, you were in really, really big trouble. You lost your house, you lost your cars, you lost properties, you lost businesses. People lost a lot of things mainly because of debt. So make sure that you're getting your debt under control right now, because you don't want to be going into a recession or a collapse with debt. Debt is a cancer. It is an enemy. You need to deal with it right now and get it controlled, or to a controllable point, or eliminate it at all costs. This article in The Hill pointed something out that I think is really, really important here. And it was this: from 2000 to 2010, America lost 5 million manufacturing jobs. Let me repeat that. From 2000 to 2010, America lost 5 million manufacturing jobs. And I'm sure most of you can guess where they went. Yes, most of them went to China and Asia. Yet people will write into me and tell me the importance of having a Walmart, that now, without Walmart, we just could not survive. Walmart, is the land of milk and honey, because we can buy things cheaper. Yet these people don't understand the price that they paid to buy those cheap Chinese goods. They sacrificed, just in a 10-year period, 5 million jobs, many of them well-paying manufacturing jobs. I would rather be making a lot more money and paying a little bit more for a product, especially a product from the United States of America, than to sacrifice my job, my well-paying manufacturing job, for a low-paying $10 or $12 an hour job, so that I could buy cheaper garbage Chinese goods at Walmart. Now, I know there are going to be a few people that write me and tell me that America cannot survive without cheap garbage products from China. They're going to tell me that America cannot survive without Walmart. These people do not have an understanding that America right now is not surviving. And the reason it's not surviving is because we sold out. We allowed America to be gutted. We sent 5 million jobs in 10 years over to China so that they could ship cheap products back over to us, while you're making a lot less money. Now you're dependent on all this cheap garbage because your well-paying manufacturing jobs are gone. But so many of the brain-dead Kool-Aid drinking zombies believe that it's a good thing that they have Walmart, but they don't understand what they had to give, what they had to sacrifice in order to get that Walmart. Walmarts have, these things are leprosy to so many cities, putting so many smaller businesses out of business. Again, flooding us with all this cheap garbage from China, making the Chinese economy stronger and stronger, while the American economy becomes weaker and weaker, because we don't make anything. We're not producing things, but China is, and we're buying all of it. And it's really sad that the average American doesn't get it through their head, the price that you and I had to pay for that Walmart, that the middle class now is being decimated. The American worker is being decimated. Your wages are being decimated. Your standard of living is being decimated. But people just tell me, we have Walmart, so everything's okay. But they don't understand the cost that we paid to have those Walmarts over here. And every Walmart over here is making China richer and richer. So I believe we must tackle predatory trade with China. The middle class is bleeding out, and China becomes wealthier and more powerful with every drop of US blood. So I'm going to wrap it up right here. Remember, once China takes control, America's days are numbered. If you think it's tough right now, living paycheck to paycheck, wait till China takes over. Wait till China becomes the biggest economy in the world. It basically already is. This economy is based on consumption. China's is based on making stuff. America's days are numbered if Americans don't wake up and do something real quick. I believe that if we do not step up to China right now, it's game over. And your life and your standard of living is going to change immensely. Make sure that you're praying for this country. We are heading, I think, into some very, very dark times. 2020 is going to be historical. It's going to be biblical. You have been warned. Prepare and get ready. Big events are coming to America. God bless every one of you.